What's good with y'all boys? Welcome back to another video. Today's video. Hold on, I need to make that more strong. Today's video, we're doing another reaction video. Now today's video, you're listening to AI music and you don't even know it. That's crazy to think about. You can't even recognize music now because some is actually AI. Probably some artists actually AI their own songs and too lazy to make their own songs. But anyways, let's just get to this video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe if you're new. If you do enjoy this video, or if you do enjoy the channel, make sure y'all go pull up to that Instagram, tap it to that Discord. It's gonna be lit for more future videos. Let's get to this video. Let's check this out.
Lately, there has been panic across the music industry because AI music has quietly been taking over. Even Paul McCartney just put out a song that doesn't actually have any music and for the most part is silent, as a way to protest against companies using
and
AI.
There's some channels and some Spotify users and stuff, or Spotify channels that actually, bro, they make hard music. I'm not gonna lie, and it's AI. It's crazy.
To steal music. Most recently, an AI song has taken over Billboard's country digital song sales chart, a song called Walk My Walk by Breaking Rust. Not only that, but two songs by this artist have made it to the top
and I think AI can make beats too, so that's just weird. It's just weird, you know?
Spotify's viral 50 songs. This comes shortly after the AI artist Zanaya Monet became the first AI artist to have songs hit the Billboard charts and was signed to a $3 million record deal. Part of this song's virality is because it was being played on multiple radio stations throughout the United States, which is just one of the
How the hell is she gonna perform? How is she gonna live perform, bro?
Bruh.
Tell me how she's gonna live perform in Rolling Loud even in Rolling Loud, even as small as a concert like Lyrical Lemonade, bro.
Reasons you may already be listening to AI music without even realizing it. There are actually a handful of AI artists that have been popping up on Billboard's charts, but Zanaya Monet in particular is probably the most viral of this recent AI artist trend. Zanaya Monet, like I said, was able to sign a $3 million deal and has a whole team behind her. She's been going so viral that they even interviewed the main lady who created Zanaya, and it was pretty interesting.
I wanted to reveal myself because I wanted people to know there was a real person behind Zanaya, that there's real emotion and soul put into those lyrics.
Were you surprised by the reaction?
Yeah, I was totally surprised.
Real AI lyrics, real emotional robot lyrics.
And a lot of people start reaching out, and
I think every NPC will get you.
Yeah. They thought Zanaya was a real person.
Zanaya is an extension of me, so I look at her as a real person.
But you can't sing.
She says that all of her lyrics are her true emotions.
Remember how she roasted her like that, bro? She roasted her. That's the craziest way to roast someone, man. A reporter roasted you even about AI, about what you're doing, bro. It's like, you need to stop that. People do need to stop hating on saying like, bro, just stop making content. No, she needs to stop making AI music.
Knows how true that is. And some of these songs are
but
pretty
if that's how she wants to roll, she can roll like that. But just as you know, bro, she's gonna ask to be on stage one day, bro.
Ridiculous. Like, she has one called Miscarriage Blues, which is just so crazy to me. And the lady behind Zanaya was also
gonna be asked to sing one day, bro. Look,
Carriage Blues, which is just so crazy to me. And
she's gonna be asked to sing one day. I know it. And I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be here to watch you.
Lady behind Zanaya was also talking about putting in a ton of work, which is also crazy to me, because in the last 4 months she's put out 31 songs and 2 albums, which is nothing like the output a real artist.
You mean a ton of typing? Not work.
Could have. And it's all posted in such a sloppy and spammy way, with half the titles having poor grammar or typos. It is definitely the laziest, most bare minimum way to have a successful music career, but it's still working.
Don't treat me like a plane you ain't sure about. Don't keep me on a bench just to run your route.
Oh my days. Hey. Serious talent, you know.
Now, I'm assuming these people in particular were paid to post this, but there are clearly people listening to this for real if it's able to chart. And like I said, she got a $3 million deal, so clearly it's working out for her. In a similar way, the AI country artist Breaking Rust has been blowing up for charting as well as going viral on Spotify. It's another crappy AI band with bland, boring music, which is reminiscent of when the Velvet Sundown went viral earlier this year. It ironically has lyrics like, "You can kick rocks if you don't like how I talk." Pretty funny coming from an AI. Regardless, after it hit number 1 in the country digital song sales chart, it caused a huge storm online with tons of people freaking out about how AI artists are reaching the charts. And an interesting trend is the type of charts that these AI artists are residing on. One AI artist debuted at number 14 on the Christian digital song sales charts. Another one debuted at 47 on the emerging artist chart and number 10 on the rock digital song sales chart. This one debuted at number 44 on the emerging artist chart and number 15 on the rock digital song sales chart. Another Christian AI artist debuted at number 44 on the emerging artist chart. And then of course there's the ones I already mentioned. What's interesting is a lot of these artists are on the digital song sales charts and in genres like Christian or country music. So it's safe to assume that it's older people falling for this because no one buys music online anymore, so I'm gonna guess that it's old farts that are easily tricked. Now, the main theory out there is that a lot of these artists have botted streams to boost their popularity and get their numbers up on the charts. This way, people begin to report more on the takeover of AI in the news and online, artificially boosting the popularity of these artists. And botting streams isn't all that hard, as you know if you saw my video on how botting streams works. I wouldn't be surprised if this were true and that these AI artists are not as big as they're making themselves out to be. But there are also other sneaky ways in which AI music could be working its way into your life. When I say that you might be listening to AI music, I'm gonna assume that you watching are a normal person. I'm assuming that the majority of you aren't like this guy who has intentionally listened to hours of AI generated Juice WRLD songs, when ironically Juice WRLD has thousands of actual songs and leaks that you can listen to that probably sound way better. But like I said, apart from the obviously AI
Bro,
songs,
that boy has like millions, not thousands, millions upon leaks. So is Uzi. Oh my gosh, man. And it's probably going to keep on leaking from them.
that are targeting mostly dumb people or old people, there might be some more low-key ways that AI is creeping into your life. According to a study published by the streaming service Deezer, they estimated that 50,000 AI-generated songs are uploaded to the platform every day, which is about 34% of all the music published. According to Ed Newton Rex, an artist that's making sure that other musicians are paid if their music is used to train AI, he said, "It's part of the very rapid trend of AI music gaining popularity, essentially because it's spreading in volume. What you have here is 50,000 tracks a day that are competing with human musicians. You have a new, hyper-scalable competitor, and moreover, this competitor that was built by exploitation. There are already blogs and gurus telling people how to generate tons of songs with Suno. Go to a distributor like DistroKid and spam your AI slop on every platform so you can generate passive income." It's similar to the Twitter gurus that are telling people to make AI YouTube channels or content and just spam post slop and make a ton of money. It's like a get-rich-quick scheme. If you thought the people who spam posted TikTok clips of streamers were bad,
Day in the life of a TikTok clipper making $20,000 a month.
or even people posting AI brain rot on short-form media, this is just like one step worse in my opinion, because it's fully AI-generated garbage in a place that's supposed to be real. Regardless, now that people have seen this as a potential way to make a passive income and potentially even sign a multi-million-dollar record deal, AI music has been blowing up. And thanks to all of this volume, it could be in your playlist without you knowing. Oh, but I'm smart enough to know the difference between AI music and real music, so there's no way that I'm listening to it. Well, studies say that you aren't. A study conducted by Deezer and Ipsos claimed that 97% of people they surveyed couldn't tell that a song was fully generated by AI instead of a human. They polled 9,000 people across 8 different countries, so it was a fairly wide poll, and 52% of those people said they were uncomfortable that they couldn't tell the difference, and 66% of them said that they would give listening to AI music a try.
Bro, and it's only gonna get better and better. Like, it's gonna, like, now it's sounding like a robotic, like, tune model or something like that. But then it's gonna be sounding so evolved and so futuristic. Like, you're not gonna really see and tell, like, what it is. Bro, and it's crazy to think, bro. We used to play with robot toys. I got a robot toy literally to play with. I had a controller. I was controlling the robot. Oh my gosh, man. And now AI robots are coming. AI robots are taking over jobs. Not necessarily, but normally they're taking over jobs. Robots taking over everything. It's crazy. And we used to play with robots. That's insane. That's insane to think about.
Now, I'll be honest, as someone who listens to music a lot, pretty much 24/7, it can be hard sometimes to tell whether or not something is real or AI generated. Sure, maybe the songs that are entirely made by AI are somewhat easy to catch, but what about AI vocals or an AI instrumental? It can be tough to spot. I mean, people are still debating whether or not Carti used AI vocals on his album Music, and honestly, I have no clue. I saw this Reddit post from someone who was listening to some jazz music while cooking and enjoyed it in the background. They went on to say that the song sounded slightly off, and when they tried to find them, they couldn't. Eventually, they realized that it was an AI YouTube playlist full of AI jazz music and had no clue. Especially if you aren't paying attention, AI music can be tough to catch. I like to listen to a lot of jungle/D&B mixes on YouTube while I'm working at my desk, and I feel like if those had some AI songs slipped in, I probably wouldn't catch it. Here, let's try to see if you guys can guess which song is AI, song A or song B.
Probably song B, because it sounds like more low quality. Like, you gotta guess from the quality of it. Even on the videos, like when you're editing, when someone's AI in a Sora video, you gotta guess by the quality. So it's B probably.
Well, it was a trick question. They were both AI songs that I actually generated using Suno, the same program that Timbaland uses for his extremely controversial AI artist Tata. And before you run to the comments,
I was right for B.
Saying that you guessed that both of them were AI. I don't care. I was just trying to make a point. Really, the only thing that makes those songs sound like AI to me is the mixes always feel a bit rougher and dirtier on AI tracks, but your average music listener is not paying attention to the mix. So we have established that AI music can be hard to spot, especially if it's good enough or if you're not paying enough attention, and that due to sheer volume, it is inevitably going to be everywhere. So how would you be listening to it? Well, like I said, there's a good chance you've caught it in a playlist, especially if you use Spotify. In my Spotify video I recently did, I mentioned something that they have called ghost artists. To put it simply, Spotify doesn't pay artists directly per stream. Instead, they take the total pool of revenue generated, they take their cut, then distribute the rest back to artists based on their streaming percentage. But this caused a problem for Spotify, as they began to pay large sums to record labels. A lot of the streams on Spotify came from their curated playlists that has playlists such as chill tracks. Most people are going to be listening to playlists like these in the background, not even paying attention, which led Spotify to wonder, why pay the labels all this money for music people are hardly paying attention to? So they decided to do something about it by creating ghost artists. They paid session musicians to make real music and then filled these playlists with hundreds of artists that weren't actually real. This way they get to keep all the profit. By 2023, over 100 official Spotify playlists were composed entirely of fake songs. This includes some of the biggest playlists on the entire platform, which even you might be listening to. Deep Focus, for instance, with almost 5 million saves, is more than 90% made up of fake songs. I'm sure you can see where this is going. With the rise of AI music, it wouldn't be surprising if they've used AI to generate songs for these playlists. Not just that, but with the way a lot of these playlists work, it makes it out so that AI artists could easily get their songs onto these playlists as well. However, Spotify has recently claimed that
you know what I just thought about? What if they have AI pastors now? I literally just thought of that.
Back down on AI.
We can't be serious right now, man. Right?
Because of the backlash. In a blog post, they said, AI can be used by bad actors and content farms to confuse or deceive listeners, push slop into the ecosystem, and interfere with authentic artists working to build their careers. If they are truly serious about guarding against AI, good on them, but for some reason, I feel like that's not the case. I mean, just recently, I was listening to Spotify and it auto-played me an AI band. Deezer seems to be the only streaming service that has an AI advisory, but I don't know if anyone really uses Deezer, so
if they all of a sudden use the AI pastor in one church, make sure you shout me out, because I was right.
These other services to get on top of it. Regardless, even if you don't use Spotify, there might be other ways AI has started to get into your playlists. Like, remember the Reddit guy who said he was listening to an AI mix on accident? Well, there are actually a ton of channels on YouTube that put together mixes that are entirely made of AI. Like this one that I found called Soul Space. All of these mixes are generated by AI. There are a bunch of these other mix channels on YouTube, some of which have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of views. Utopic Dreamer is another huge example example of this on YouTube. It's a page that is posting 4 or more hour-long mixes almost every single day, which is just damn near impossible to do unless they are using AI to generate them. The other thing that helps me confirm the use of AI is the fact that there are no timestamps in any of these videos, because they couldn't tell you what half the actual songs are. And despite this page being clearly AI generated, it is still very successful. Also, if you don't believe me that this page is AI, it has a Deezer artist page linked with the same name, and all of the music is flagged. Apparently, this is such a common problem in the YouTube mix community that they are creating block lists and using plugins to block these channels. And just look at how many channels they have on this block list. It is crazy. I have seen a bunch of discussion about this on Reddit, and honestly, it's crazy how many different sub-communities in music that AI has grabbed a hold of. But AI music has also been creeping into the mainstream as well. Not only could AI be slipping into your playlist or your mixes, but there's also a chance that big artists are using it too. Probably the best example I can think of right now is this song called I Run by Haven that has recently been going viral on TikTok.
Coming closer, know that I'm a mess. Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath.
Now, I can't speak for the instrumental, but there was so much controversy around the vocals because it sounded very similar to an artist named Georgia Smith. Haven did admit to using AI to alter their vocals, but they said they didn't replicate her voice. They actually also used Suno, which is interesting. Regardless, Georgia Smith's record label issued a bunch of takedowns for this song because they believed that the vocals were AI generated meant to replicate her voice. And this actually resulted in it being withheld from the Billboard charts because of the controversy. Of course, Timbaland is the biggest culprit of this, with him, like I said, partnering with Suno and launching his own AI entertainment company. Ironically, he claimed that real music is too bland and boring, and that AI music is the only music with a soul, which is just a ridiculous statement. His artist Tata has been releasing singles, but because of how big of a
That's the type of dude that just listens to AI every day and doesn't listen to anything else, bro. That's just addicted to AI.
deal this is, she's been getting a lot of hate.
Got it straight out the basement. I took my check off a day shift.
Another huge artist, possibly one of the biggest artists ever, who's been criticized for using AI is Kanye West. It was actually confirmed that he used a bunch of AI vocals on his album Vultures 2, and he possibly even used AI for more. Specifically, he did it on the songs Field Trip, Sky City, Can You Be, Forever, and 530. On those songs, Kanye used AI vocals.
Can't even have a corona, shit is getting wild. Running around without a face mask like I'm Jim Brown.
Pretty much everything followed.
Oh, and he's a good artist too. Oh my gosh, bro. Y'all need to be careful what y'all listening to out there, bro. For real. And the AI, it doesn't mean the AI model is talking about like nonsense, like lyrics and stuff and bad lyrics. It's just about like you're listening to a robot and you actually think it's real.
This album has also allegedly used AI as well. However, I feel like no one really cares to listen to his new stuff from what I've seen.
That's why part of me said like don't listen to the new Vultures album. I was like, why? You gotta listen to that.
I think Vultures 2 was his last big album. Tragically, there were even a bunch of AI accusations toward Playboi Carti on his latest album, although as far as I'm aware, none of these are substantiated. And one of the funniest cases of a bigger artist using AI is when Baby Chief Do It actually admitted to using ChatGPT for his lyrics.
I've been using that shit to write my lyrics, real shit.
Word, ChatGPT?
Hell yeah, that shit worked. Well, what I did was I wrote down 4 bars, and I said, write me a song.
Wait, you wrote a Boondocks lyric? You wrote a lyric like that?
Give me a start.
Nah, but like that shit's actually fire though. It's kind of fire. I would say it's not from your heart and soul to say, but like how would you even say it for real? Like that's confusing to really like do and stuff. You know what I mean?
Start me out some shit like
then you had to have a flow with it, and then you had to be rapping it and stuff. Keep on rapping it like
that. And bro, I started him off, whatever the fuck it is. That shit, it wrote some shit. I never actually used AI before, like until then.
What made you want to do it? Like, what? You just curious?
I had posted on my notes one night. I was bored as hell, and I was like, "Who wanna write my next song?" And then this girl had replied to us like, I would have just used ChatGPT. So I downloaded that shit. Oh, bro. And that shit is cold. That shit's scary though, like that, all that AI shit.
To be fair, this was out of context and it kind of went viral because of that. He actually said he was just playing around with it. As far as I'm aware, I don't think he's actually used AI to generate any of the lyrics in his actual songs. But regardless, with everything we know about big artists dabbling in AI, who's to say they're...
Maybe he used it for releases, but I mean, that video kind of sounded AI to me, if you really think about it. But I think he uses it for his like unreleases, but to be honest, there's nothing wrong with really using AI for your lyrics if you just in case if you run out on what to say in your songs.
Aren't other ones. I don't know. I'm sure there's people much smarter than me that would have caught it by now, but who knows? And there is one last place that I've seen AI music thriving, and that is in the gutter of the internet. That's right, I'm talking about short form content. I don't know how else to describe this, but so many of the sounds I hear on TikTok or Instagram Reels are AI songs singing goofy things, like this one.
My collar's blue and my neck is red.
It's kind of like the AI remixes of songs where they have rappers like Eminem singing their songs as if it were a 50s soul song. But with these songs, you have to intentionally seek these out and listen to them. Whereas the TikTok songs are just kind of forced on you. And in my opinion, it sort of normalizes them. Strangely enough, a bunch of songs that are tributes to Charlie Kirk have gone viral, with the most recent one being called We Are Charlie Kirk. But I haven't seen too many people...
Bruh.
taking these that seriously. However, I have seen people talking about this song called How Dare They for Charlie by an AI artist named Diesel pretty serious.
How dare they steal the breath from a faithful man?
I mean, the comments are full of people pouring their hearts out as if this isn't just a garbage AI song, and I'm gonna guess it's a lot of old people again assuming that it's real. Diesel in particular is like the epitome of AI slop, except it's a political grifting AI slop artist, which is fascinating. But I guess that target audience isn't quite privy to the AI stuff yet. Regardless, I don't think that these AI songs that are becoming sounds on short form platforms are the big...
Bro, I bet y'all. And bro, I've been thinking about this ever since them Charlie AI Kirk memes been coming. If Trump actually died, right, in that stadium or whatever, that he almost got shot in, that he almost got sniped in, wouldn't you think everybody on TikTok would be creating memes of him? And everybody and everything would be at war. Everything would be at war. There's a ton of things that would have happened after he would have died. But anyways, don't you think he would be memed on the internet? That would be our last memes for us to see before the Civil War comes. Versus all the Trump fans in the United States. I think it would be like Kirk meme. You know what I mean?
Biggest issue as of yet, because for the most part they're just...
I think he would be a meme like Charlie Kirk for real, bro. Like they would do exactly that. Probably a little difference, but they would do exactly that. Just to gain views on TikTok. That's crazy.
Meme songs, you know, they're not taken too seriously, but I do think it helps in normalizing the use of AI music, and it kind of gets us conditioned and used to hearing it, if you get what I mean. It still is possible you have been able to avoid having to hear AI music. I know I don't come across it too often, but I made this video to make people generally aware of how pervasive AI music is becoming. I've said this before, but I still don't think AI music is that good. I got a lot of pushback last time I said that, but for the most part, most of it isn't that clean. Generally, it's a lot muddier than real music, at least most of the AI stuff I've heard, and AI artists are typically easy to spot too based on their behaviors, such as how often they post music, their biographies on social media, their profile pictures, etc. However, I do think in the near future, it'll just continue to get harder and harder to tell the difference, which is why I think it's important for platforms like YouTube and Meta and Spotify to stop pushing AI so heavily. Instead, maybe they could try to give us warning labels like Deezer. I don't know if there's one yet, but someone should probably start a petition for every single social social media platform to start detecting AI and labeling potentially AI generated content like Deezer does. I know YouTube kind of does it, or they're supposed to, but we need better systems going forward to prevent the world from falling apart. Another big change in the music industry recently has been the almost total disappearance of bands, which has been caused for a few different reasons. And if you want to learn why bands have almost totally left the mainstream, make sure to check out the video on screen right now. It's doing really bad, but I promise it's a good video, so please.
That's good. That's good, bro. W video. That's an honesty video. We'll maybe check that out next. I'll think about it though. But yeah, that is true, man. Watch out what you're listening to out there. Make sure, you know, you don't listen to any, you know, scam music or just fake music out there, man. Like, I don't know. I kind of listen to some AI songs on purpose because it's hard, but most of it didn't came out from the artist's soul. You know what I mean? I think the artist would probably hate that. I think they'll be like blown out from that, but like they would hate that. They would actually hate that. I can't believe how advanced AI is actually getting, bro, because it's just evolving. Like most of the shit that happened in 2023, like that's when AI actually, I think AI started probably in 20 something, like before 2020, you know what I mean? But it's like you can fully tell, like, oh, this shit's getting realer and crazier and realer and crazier and crazier and realer and realer. This shit is insane. Even ChatGPT, like apps like ChatGPT is getting insane. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Leave a like, subscribe. Make sure y'all go pull up to the Discord, tap into that Instagram for more updates and for more stories on where I'm at, for more updates on where I'm at too. Make sure you tap into that Discord. It's gonna be lit for more future videos. Every link is down below in the description of this channel or of this video. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. I'm gone. I'm out. Peace.